Hello everyone. This is Professor Deepika from Vidya Institute of Technology of Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about the design of heating element. So this topic will comes under the module number 1, that is electric heating and welding. So in the electric heating, we have seen the different types of heating methods by using electricity. And the main thing is that the electric energy what we are having, so that will be converted into a heat energy, and this heat energy will be utilized in a wide and variety of application, that is, it will be used in both industrial application as well as for domestic application. So in this topic, we are going to study about the important derivation with respect to the design of heating element. So this heating element is also very important, because this will provide the necessary heat required for the operation. So therefore the design is very important. Let us look on to the design of heating element, and this heating element will be used in the furnaces as well as in the heating chamber. So the design of heating element. So here, first of all, we are going to assume, or we are going to have a data that the electrical input and its voltage what we are having, so that will be known. That is, this will be taken as an assumption. So therefore, electrical input what we are having and whatever the voltage we are getting, so uh, this will be taken as the known factor. By having this data, we are going to design the heating element, and the size and length of the wire required as the heating element to produce the given temperature can be calculated. So that is, by knowing this electrical input and voltage, we can actually design the size and length, and this size and length will again control the will again provides the necessary heat. Okay, so this is the thing. And the wire employed may be circular or rectangular, like a ribbon shape. So that means whatever the heating element we are having, so that will be usually in the coil shape, that is in the circular shape, or it may be in the rectangular shape like a ribbon shape. And the heating element, on reaching a steady temperature, will dissipate the heat from its surface equivalent to the electrical input. So this is the major assumption we are going to do. So that is, at the steady temperature, we are going to assume that whatever the heat energy dissipated, so that will be equal to the electrical input. So this is the assumption we are going to do here. And assuming that whole of heat energy is dissipated solely by radiation, that is what there are three conduction types we are having. There are three types of heat transfer. One is conduction, convection, and radiation. So mainly we are assuming that whole of heat energy will be dissipated solely by radiation, and the conduction and convection effects are neutralized over here. And heat dissipated can be calculated by using the Stephen's law. So from the Stephen's law, we got to know that whatever the heat energy is generated, so that will be proportional to the fourth power of its absolute temperature. So this is the Stephen's law is going to state us, and this Stephen's law we are taking as a reference. So we can actually calculate heat dissipated from the surface by the Stephen's law. So that is what you can see here. This heat dissipated will be proportional to the fourth power of its absolute temperature. So this is the assumption, this is the law we are going to use over here. So according to Stephen's law, we can write in this format, that is, heat dissipated will be equals to the 5.72 into K into E, T1 by 100 whole to the power of 4 minus T2 by 100 whole to the power of 4 watt per meter square, where K is nothing but the constant, and E is nothing but the emissivity factor we are going to take, and T1 and T2 are the absolute temperature, that is at the 0 degrees Celsius, and at the particular temperature we are going to take. Okay, so this is the Stephen's law we are having. And according to the electrical input, that is the formula we have, the electrical input can be calculated by the formula V square by R. Why we have used only this formula means because we are not keen about the current which is flowing through the heating element. So we actually know the voltage and the resistance. So therefore we are going to take this formula, that is P is equals to V square by R, and we actually designing of heating element means we are going to design its length and width, correct? So therefore this is the main factor we are going to concentrate. So therefore this formula we are going to use over here, because the power input we know how much power we are going to give, and the voltage is also known, so we can actually design the resistance. That is, by using resistance we can actually design the length and the area. Then V will be the voltage supply here, and R will be the resistance of the material. For a conductor, for a circular wire of diameter D and the length L and the resistivity rho, we are going to design now. So here we are going to design for this. You can see here. So this is the circular wire we are having. So this circular wire is having a length L and it is having a diameter D over here. So this is the diagram we are going to take. And we know that resistance is nothing but rho L by A, and A is nothing but what? It is the area of cross section, and this can be written in the formula, that is pi d square by R 4. That is, this is the formula for the area of circle. So therefore rho L by pi d square by 4. Upon rearranging, we will get the formula, that is 4 rho L by pi d square. And the electrical power input, so we know that it is the formula, that is P is equals to V square by R, and we are going to substitute in the place of R, that is 4 rho L by pi d square. So when we rearrange this, we will get the formula pi d square V square divided by 4 rho L. And here we are keen about the length, we are keen about the length and the diameter. So therefore the length and the diameter will be taken to this side, and we will arrange the terms. So therefore we will get pi V square divided by 4 rho P. And the surface area through the radiation occurs. So this can be written as S is equals to pi dl. This is the surface area of the surface area, correct? So therefore the surface area of the circular wire can be found out by the formula, that is S is equals to pi dl. And heat can be heat dissipated through the surface area is nothing but what? This is the surface area. So per surface area, you have seen that in the Stephen's law, that is watt per meter square. Only per meter square we have got to know the heat dissipated. Then here we have to take throughout the surface area, so therefore it will become pi dl into H. And since at the steady temperature, we have assumed that power input will be equals to the heat dissipated. So therefore, we are going to equate these two terms. So we have power, we have the power expression, and we have the heat dissipated. So therefore, we are going to equate over here. So this P is equals to pi dl H. Okay. And P is nothing but what? Here we know that it is pi d square V square divided by 4 rho L. And what happens? So pi will get cancels, and D also, D and D square get cancelled. So therefore we left out with a D. So we will rearrange this. So therefore we'll get D by L square is equals to 4 rho H by V square. So this is the equation 2 we are having. And now you can see here, so this is the one equation we are having. So this is with respect to L by D square, and this is with respect to D by L square. So when we solve these two equations, so this is the equation 1 and this is the equation 2, and when we solve these two equations, then we can actually design length and diameter. Because you can see here, what I can do here is, so we can divide or multiply these two terms, these two expressions. So therefore we can actually get the value of length and diameter. So this ends up with the designing of the heating element. That is, we have calculated what is the length of the wire and what is the diameter of the wire. So this is with respect to the designing of the heating element, that is for circular shape. Now let us see the designing of heating element for ribbon shape or the rectangular shape. Okay, so for the ribbon shape of conductor, we here in the last case we have taken the length and the diameter. So here usually we will be having the width and the thickness. Okay, width, thickness, and the length will be the three parameters we are having. So in the problem, they'll specify one of these things, that is usually they'll specify the thickness. So then we can actually design the width and the length. Okay, so like that we usually in the problem they'll give. And in the ribbon shaped conductor means what it is actually the rectangle, correct? So for the rectangle, area of rectangle is nothing but length, like length into breadth. Okay, here we are taking the cross sectional area, correct? So the cross sectional area means it will be having the thickness and the width. Okay, so this is not the area we are keen about. We are keen about the cross sectional area. So therefore we have to take the width and the thickness. Okay, so this is nothing but area is nothing but width into thickness. Electrical power input, again we have P is equal to V square by R. We know that R is equals to rho L by A, and A is nothing but W into T. So therefore upon rearranging we will get V square WT by rho L. And as I told you, the designing of this particular shape means what? We have to know its length, width and thickness. So therefore we'll be taking this to LHS side. So therefore we will get V square by rho P. Let this be the equation 1. And the total surface area, because the total surface area is nothing but what, because the total surface area means what, it will be having the three things, correct? Usually it will be having three phases. So but here we are going to neglect the 2TL, and here we'll be concentrating only on the WL. Okay, that is the cross sectional area we are going to take, and the thickness is very negligible, so therefore we are going to neglect it. And here the total surface area is nothing but what, it is nothing but 2WL. And since at the steady temperature, we know that power input is equals to heat dissipated. So therefore it is nothing but V square WT by rho L, which is equals to 2WL into H. And upon rearranging we will get T by L square is equals to 2H rho by V square. So let's say this is equation 2, and upon solving these two equations we can actually design the length, width and the thickness of the this shape of conductor, this shape of heating element. So this completes the designing of heating element of circular shape and the circular shape, as well as for the rectangular shape. Thanks for watching the video.